Yeah, there we go. What's up? What's up? What's up, man? We'll get this out of here right now. Let's get that out of here right now. How we doing? My levels are good. What's up? How y'all feeling, man? My damn hat at, man. There you go. There we go. There we go. We good. What's up? Now we good. Now we good. What's going on, man? Who's in the building, man? Give it up for my people, man. My people, my people, my people. And my people, man. I'm claiming my people, man. What's up? Tim Black's Wolfpack in the building. Yeah. Yeah. I want to say what's up to my moderators, the one and only Ebony, Buck Bewley, and Black Mamba in the building. Give it up for them, y'all. Yeah. Yeah. My folks, we live. We are live. Good over here. Okay, so we're on the YouTube. We're on the hold on, man. Hold on. Get some. Shit, what's happening? This thing ain't working. What's happening? I don't know what's going on. Oh shit, is that broke? Hold on, guys. This is like something popped out here. There we go. See if we can fix it. Gotta get this straight here. There we go. There we go. There you go. Now that's a fire. There you go. See what I'm saying? So I get some lights back there, man. Hold on. There we go. That's decent. Yeah, that's good. All right. There we go. Shit. You know, people are like, Tim Black, you're scaring the show. You're scaring people. All right, man. So we're in the building, man. We got the people watching. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on X. We're on Kick. We're on Rumble. Yeah. Got hot coffee. We got hot conversation. We got the Tim Black Wolfpack in the building. Give it up for the Wolfpack. Yeah. That's working. I pressed one of those buttons I ain't pressed in a while over here. So what is up, people? How y'all feeling, man? It is Wednesday. This is the Tim Black Show. This is not a news show. This is a commentary channel. What we do is we provide commentary on issues. One of the issues that we're going to talk about today, Maxine Waters, Roland Martin, war, and we got stuff here to get to tonight. You know, and look, guys, here we go. Here goes my sheet. See, I got a little bit of paperwork with me today because we got a number of things we want to get to. So, yes, we are not a news show. We are a commentary channel. I don't just tell you what happened. I don't read a script off of it's been given to me by a station director or any of that editorial stuff. What I do is I look at what's happening in the news and I tell you, based on my research, I give you my prognosis. I tell you what's going on. I tell you why it's important, why you should give a damn. That's how we do it here on the Tim Black Show. We've been doing this for a number of years. Why should you listen to me? Well, because once upon a time, I was the most viewed Black independent media person on the left in the entire country. That's why. During that time, I went to campaign stops. I interviewed all types of politicians, from presidential candidates to lawyers and doctors to scientists, from movie directors to actors and producers. I mean, I just interviewed everybody I could interview. I talked to all types of people all across the spectrum, notable names of people that you might know. Okay, so I did all that for over, since 2013 I've been doing this. But before that, back in the day, I worked for a newspaper. It was called Capital Spotlight here in Washington, D.C. D.C., stand up, you Bammers. What's up, cuz? What's up, cuz? All right, so You know, and I ain't trying to joan on y'all, but I'm trying to tell y'all what time it is. So you got to throw out the bona fides of the DMV, man, so they know you real. Shout out to Teddy Carpenter. Teddy Carpenter, he did a video today walking. He was taking a dump on Donnell Rollins. And he used a lot of DC vernacular. I said, yeah, let him know, let him know, let him know. Shout out to Teddy, man. What else? And Rollins is from DC, too. And Chappelle's from close to DC. I think he's like Montgomery County or something. So what we got? So that's the reason why you tune in, man, because I know a thing or two about the politics, about the culture, right? I am part of the culture. And this is beautiful. And I got an amazing group of supporters already. They're called my Team Black VIPs. And I used to call them Team Black, but some of the white folks that support the show, they felt a little self-conscious. Man, you know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is, fam. But I want to say, what's up, man, to everybody out there tonight. We got content galore tonight. It's going to be a very hot show. I want to get you all prepared, get something to chew on, get something to drink, a coffee, tea, water, or something strong, or whatever suits you. You at home, you safe. You know what I'm saying? Get it ready. If you just want some popcorn, do that, man. Some Fig Newtons. whatever make you know what I'm saying, whatever makes you happy, fam. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I ain't paying for it. That's on y'all, man, on me. That joint bright right there. That's crazy. Damn. Why everything gotta be all crazy? That's crazy, fam. I don't know what's up, man. So what can I say? We do this on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We had a great show on Monday. It was just a basic monologue with a couple stories in there, and people said, Tim, is one of the best shows you've done in a while. Well, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all, man, coming through, man, representing. We're going to start doing more of those monologues. But tonight's show is a current topic. It's a hot topic based on what's in the news cycle and some of the things that's been happening culturally. So that's what we're going to get into, fam. So now will be a good time to go ahead. Hit that like button. Yeah, hit the like button. Let the algorithm know that you're watching this show. And share it with your friends. It's important for your people, man. Look, if what I say tonight makes sense to you, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with friends and family because I think it's a vital time, fam. Nah. It is a very important time. We don't have much time for you to be playing around. And if you want to try to make a way for us to succeed in this system that we have, we're going to have to all move on one accord. We're going to all have to go ahead and do what we got to do to get the word out. Like the time of sitting in the bleachers, them days over. Now, I don't expect all of y'all to come out here and go get an internet connection or stop broadcasting and doing all this and that and losing your jobs. But when you see a brother like me putting it all on the line for you, least you could do is share the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what time it is. I'm telling you, time is slim. We up against it, y'all. We don't got time for lackadaisical. This is serious business. So let's act accordingly, man. So let's get the word out. Let a friend know. Let your family know. They ain't going to agree with everything I say, but you know this is the thing about this show. What I'm telling you, even if you disagree, but know this, it's coming from real work. It's coming from true research. I'm not up here repeating Republican talking points. I'm not up here repeating Democratic talking points. I don't have somebody with their hand up my ass telling me what to say. I'm nobody's puppet, okay? So that's something that none of those people on TV that you love so much can say. They can't say it because they have station directors, they got editors, they got contracts, they got a whole bunch of reasons why they can't tell you the truth. But I'm going to tell you the truth. Some of y'all not going to be ready for it, but I'm going to tell you the truth anyway. To the best of my damn ability. All right? And when you and I disagree, it won't be because I'm getting paid to lie to you. It won't be because I'm trying to pull a fast one on you. It'll just be because we disagree. It'll be just because we have a different viewpoint. That's still legal in this country. We can still have a disagreement. The problem is, a lot of times, when you're dealing with mainstream people, it ain't a disagreement. It's them being a puppet. It's them telling you a false narrative in order to, meet the contract requirement, in order for them to try to move up the ladder, in order for them to avoid getting canceled by Hollywood or by the establishment. That's a humongous difference. Humongous difference. So let's all act accordingly up in this camp. Bammers? Yo, man. Where we at? Who in here, man? What's up, man? I got to see a couple familiar faces before I start going, man. Make sure I got people up in here, man. Super chat. I got a super chat from Star Fury 1000, man. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying right here? See this? Star Fury, I appreciate you, fam. Damn, super chat from Star Fury earlier. Keep up the fight from DC. That's what's up, fam. That's give it up for my brother one more time. Or my sister. Looks like my brother. What's up, bruh? Yeah. Yeah. Man, I got some content tonight, fam. Look. I'm going to make you proud, bruh. Yeah, Miss Kitty. What's up, Miss Kitty? What's up, Rain of Tears? My friend. My brother. The Duke. What's up, Duke? What up, though? What it do, though? What up, though? Peace, Albie. Peace. Yeah. See, I got my people up in here tonight. We're going to be okay. I'm going to be all right, man. I got my people, man. Yeah, I'm going to be all right, man. You know what I'm saying? I got supporters, man. They care, man. Y'all mind if I do a little brief monologue, though, before I get started? This is kind of important. There'll be a deeper dive on this at some point. Today, I did a deep dive on some information involving the DEI. Yeah, because there's been a lot of conversation about DEI, you know what I'm saying? And we had people very upset about the Target boycott. And there's some infighting about the Target fast and who started it or who didn't start it. And very similar to the Target boycott, there was a Target fast, totally different thing. I'm learning it's different. Nikema, Ivy had one thing going. Nina Turner, Jamal Bryant, Tamika Mallory had another thing going. Arguments over who did what. I'm not trying to get back into that. But I do want to express this to everybody. That boycott can go to hell. Yeah, the boycott was bogus anyway. The boycott, the fast, whatever that is, garbage. I want you to understand that the DEI, that's not a black initiative. I want you to know it's not a black initiative. And all those people who are supportive of it, I want you to know. And if you didn't support it, I want you to know. You should know that the DEI, the initiative itself, is not black. It's not black priorities. There's nothing about it that warranted black people being in front of that shit. I want you to understand that. I want that to be crystal clear to you. The primary beneficiary of the DEI programs in the United States of America, white women. Just like the primary beneficiaries of the affirmative action, white women. I want you to look it up. I beg you to look it up. I want you to know it. Because sadly, there are a lot of people who won't look up shit, who will just assume it's a lie because it's coming out my mouth. And not coming out the mouth of somebody that they like. Somebody who's been a celebrity, or somebody paid by the establishment. That's how bad we are. We don't even know when someone's collecting checks from the establishment that it's possible they could not tell us the whole truth or withhold facts. We don't understand what the word diversity means. For some reason, people think diversity means black. That's some crazy shit, right? Diversity means black. How could diversity even, why would you assume the word diversity meant black? I mean, on its face, diverse means lots of things, right? That's what diverse means. If you jumped in the Ron Brothers' face at the Black Hole Celebrity Hall nightclub, and he had like 10 guys with him, and they hit you with a diverse ass whooping, it'd be more than one guy punch you with a left hand, wouldn't it? Yeah, you'd be getting stomped, kicked, elbowed, shot, stabbed, body slam, pile drived, haymakers, uppercuts, stiff arms. Because there'd be a multitude, a virtual smorgasbord, a buffet of ass whipping. That's what diverse is. Diversity includes, to quote Dr. Claude Anderson, Eskimos, Latinos, Asians, Native Americans, veterans, immigrants of all kinds, LGBTQ, plus everything. All that is in the bucket. All of that is in the bucket. Okay? But for some reason, whenever it's time to do some heavy lifting or do some plow pulling, who shows up first? Black American. That's who shows up first. Or when it's time to pass out checks, when it's time for somebody to be the face of something, because there might be some money there somewhere, some notoriety there somewhere. I'm just saying, fam, I don't have time to play games. That's right, the gloves is off. That's when we start showing up, don't we? We show up. We show up and we show out. I want you to understand that Target boycott, that was bullshit. I want you to understand DEI, that was bullshit. I want you to understand that. And if you're a black man, particularly if you're a black man, I want you to recognize you benefited zero, almost as close to zero as humanly possible from DEI programs. Okay? There is no data that will refute what I'm saying. I have done the research. Black women had modest at best gains. Modest. The primary beneficiary of DEI programs were white women. Not only white women primarily benefited from it by jobs as workers, they also benefited from it as the management and director staff of it because it was born in HR. And the primary professionals in the HR industry are white women. I want you to understand, I say this with no animosity towards white women regarding it. In fact, white women always been good to me. The primary contributor to this channel since its inception has been what? White women. That's right. The primary supporter of the Tim Black Show has been white women. I've had white women leave me money in their will. I had white women give large amounts, help me travel, help support, help. So I'm not here shitting on white women for being the primary beneficiary of affirmative action and of DEI. But what I will not do is allow that to stop me from telling the truth. Next up, if not the highest contributor supporter of the Tim Black Show, the next highest contributor or supporter of the Tim Black Show are white guys. Yeah. White guys, white men are the next highest supporter of the Tim Black Show. So it's no animosity. With no animosity do I make these statements. But the truth is the truth. It is what it is. White women have been quietly the primary beneficiaries of DEI. They're quietly winning. They didn't do a bunch of staging or boycotts. They just won because of structural advantages. See, HR would rather support DEI by putting in a white woman. It's less confrontational. It's less abruptive and less turbulence in the system is created by promoting white women. It's already a mostly white workforce within most of the federal government. So why not just promote white women themselves? They fit right in to the culture typically. HR is primarily a conservative line of work. They're there to support the corporation, not the unions, not workers. They're there for the corporation. HR is not there for the worker. You find that out as soon as you want to put in an HR grievance. So it's conservative in nature. It's there to maintain the structure of the corporation. Therefore, that same type of mentality is in the DEI and in the affirmative action and in those other groups that take part in those programs for those corporations or in federal. Okay, so it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that those people, so many people, have chosen to go pick up a bag or to promote falsehoods, to deny reality, to gaslight Black Americans in order to help get mileage for themselves and play into the system. I understand the system. I understand how the system operates, fam. That does not mean we don't tell the truth. That doesn't mean we lie. That doesn't mean I'm a lie. Let other people do what they're going to do. I'm doing what I got to do. I have to make this loud and clear. I'll end it like this. Family, do not be upset. Do not feel like the sky's falling. The world is not over. We're not in the last days because Target's boycott stopped or because DEI went away. You wasn't winning because of that at all anyway. You know, when they ended DEI, you know what it was? It may have been catastrophic for white women. It may have been a pain in the ass for some Black women because a number of Black women lost their jobs in the federal government. But you know, for Black men, you know what it was? What I like to call just another damn Tuesday. We have bigger fish to fry. Many people talk about class-based initiatives. That would be more helpful, wouldn't it? If it was class-based in this particular issue, more Black people would have been helped. Yeah, it was class-based, but it's not. It was based on that point system. Yeah, based on that point system. And with the structural advantages of white people being able to hire white people, they just hired white people. And then, as usual, anything closest to it, adjacent to it. Immigrants, LGBT plus white, there goes 2 points. All right, fam. At some point, maybe we come back, we do a deeper dive on it. We produce our receipts. But it's just suffice to say, look it up. Contradict me with facts and data. Fine. but don't do it with feels. My research is sound. Next. Okay. He think that he might be the agent working for them people. Yeah, that's just because you just don't know what you're talking about. It's okay not to know stuff. Okay. I'm trying to help you know some stuff, man. Stop going on your feelings on this stuff, man. These people are not telling you the truth. The system is systemic, fam. All right, next. All right, fam, so now that that's out the way, let's get into the show. Once again, this is brought to you live here. Well, go to jointimblack.com, become a member starting at only $5 a month. A month. That's a lot less than your damn Netflix. Your Netflix ain't gonna do nothing but entertain you. I'm trying to give you vital information to help you save your community and your family. I ain't worth $5. That's what you're telling me. You can't do $5 a month. You can do 20 for Netflix. Don't make me pull out a Umar. Let me get into my Umar Johnson. Don't make me do my Umar Johnson on y'all. All right, man. Thank y'all for being here tonight, man. Let's get into this. Goodness gracious. First story of the night. Yeah. Maxine Waters. Auntie Maxine, y'all. Yeah, baby. Maxine political article. I am Auntie Maxine.
Next up with Tim.
Slow down. Put her back on the screen, man. Damn. Move all fast, man. Damn, I don't want to get to rolling yet. Damn. Damn. All right, stop that shit. All right. Going through problems, man. I'm about to edit all that out when I do the video. I'm going to take the video, I'm going to edit the video out of this live broadcast. All right. I'm going to need somebody to come get Auntie Maxine and take her home. Yeah, I'm going to need y'all to run her up to her house and take her car keys from her, take her phone from her, make her sit down. Auntie Maxine will not retire. She's running for yet another term, fam. Why you gonna make me disrespect you, Miss Auntie Maxine? Why you gonna make me talk to you like this? Auntie Maxine, it's over. You ain't been effective in 40 years. You need to sit down. There was nothing that you've done or that you have yet to do that you're gonna accomplish this term other than piss a lot of people that are tired of this nonsense off. It's a wrap. I looked at this article. I'm not sure who wrote it, but I will. I don't have the name in front of me, but it was a well-written article. So I appreciate that. Here goes the deal, man. Auntie Maxine, when asked why is she running, won't she just have seats? She's knocking on 90. If Auntie Maxine is elected for another term, she'll be 90 years old. She's 87. Knocking on 88. There's only one person in Congress older than her, and that's Chuck Grassley. He's 92. He's been in the Senate since 1981 and shows no signs of slowing down. Neither does Maxine. Defiant, she plows forth. Maxine Waters has had an amazing life. She was the first Black woman to lead up the panel. What is it, in the House Financial Services Committee? And if her party wins the majority in the House, Yeah. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. The committee could soon have the oldest leader in its history as it grapples with technological shifts like cryptocurrency, and Democrats look to aggressively ramp up oversight of the president, his family business, and his Wall Street regulators. So Maxine Waters became the first black woman to lead up this committee, and she won't say that's great. Thank you very much. Give me my gold watch, my pay for the rest of my life, a plaque, a building, which I'm sure she's already in line to have all those great things. Everything except a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Got everything else, fam, but won't take it to the House. Privately, some Democrats been complaining about it. They wouldn't put any of them on name. None of them would want to step out and be courageous and tell the truth. But they say, hey, she does not play well with others. She won't elevate anybody except herself. Basically, she's Jasmine Crockett's mom. So when they interviewed Waters, she rejected any notion that she should have to slow down and sit down. She said, her response was, if you take a look at my energy and what I do, I am Auntie Maxine. This name some square-ass blue Democrats gave you, that has nothing to do with your competency level or your effectiveness. You understand what I'm saying? That don't have nothing to do with it. Then she starts citing how she went out to the detention center to get in, and she went to the Department of Education. She's out there trying to get in there. They won't let. She used those as reasons why she should be in office at 90. I told you she only did it for photo ops. So she could turn around and say, see, I need to run. Look at me. I'm out in the street. She says, I don't know who's got more energy or more concern. A lot of people have more energy and more concern, but those people will probably never, ever get to Congress because they're not sellouts, Auntie Maxine. And that's the problem. Waters' grip on the role illustrates the entrenched power that many older members of Congress hold, despite growing scrutiny of elder politicians. Unlike Republicans, Democrats don't have term limits. Now, I want y'all to be clear, man. She's not the only person who needs to retire, but she's up there, fam. Hal Rogers is the oldest member of the House. He's 88. Eleanor Holmes Norton, 88. Maxine Waters, 87. Steny Hoyer, 86. Nancy Pelosi, 85. Jim Clyburn, 85. Bernie Sanders, 84. Mitch McConnell, 84. Danny Davis, 84. Jim Risch, 82. All of them need to call it a day. None of them are trying to go out in a blaze of glory fighting for us. So all of them need to call it a day. See, part of the problem I have is that we have too many people that are more focused on their tribe than what's best for their families. They're too focused on optics, not enough on opportunity. Too focused on being politically correct than being responsible. When your children look at you and say, what were you doing that let this country go to shit? You should have to respond with an answer. Let me just tell you what would be a bad answer. I was busy kissing people's ass that I don't even know because they look like somebody I may have known in the past because they had the same type of comb or they had a playlist that had a song on it at that time. Oh, I heard they know how to cook greens or they had a fish fry every summer. The only reason to keep anybody in power was because they kick ass for you. Because they're fighting a good fight for you. And the people of South Central, they don't say that about Maxine. Half of her constituents live on Skid Row. And guess what's happened since she's been there? It's still a Skid Row. She can't do everything. She got to do something. She should have to do something. Not everything. Nobody should have to do everything. But in order to get elected, you should have to do something. We got to stop making excuses for the inexcusable. You want to think it's just me. It's not just me. Person who is going to be defending Auntie Maxine. Let's call her Miss Maxine. Let's call her Rich Ass Max. Let's call her HBO Max. Or, I don't know, HMO Max. For all the money she's taking from pharmaceuticals. Yeah, HMO Max. How about that? Maxine, HMO Max is facing a primary challenger, a young woman, Maila Raman, who's trying to make the race a referendum on generational change. She says, after being in office 50 years, maybe it's time to let somebody else have the keys. Yeah, it's time somebody else took the keys. Look, I don't know about the policies of Miss Raman. She's probably garbage too. Maxine Waters has not been effective for a long time. If Maxine Waters was half the fighter that she claims to be, she would not be in office 50 years. That's not how the Democratic Party works. In fact, you could basically clean house of the Democrats, save for maybe a few people that are freshmen or sophomore Congress people. Everybody else has to go. And when it comes to Republicans, same thing. Same thing. Both sides of the same bird. Two stinking sides of the same bird, fam. The only thing America dislikes more than Congress is The View. Or media, corporate media. No, the only thing they trust less in than Congress is corporate media. That's more accurate. Well, The View is corporate media. You understand what I'm saying? That's sinking in for you. Yeah, we got the same old Congressional Black Caucus members kissing Maxine Waters' ass. I'm sorry. HMO Max kissing her ass. I think they're afraid of her, frankly. They even complain that she's not kicking into the DCCC. See, everybody's required to help do fundraising and to put up enough money to help fund other candidates. Maxine Waters says, well, I don't want to put in a lot of money because I don't want you to be bribed by rich people. Too late. It's too late. That horse left the barn a long time ago. For them and for you, Maxine. The fact that we have people that have pulpits, who have microphones, who provide a commentary to the people, and I'm one of the very few people saying this, that says everything you need to know about these people talking like they fighting for us. Maxine Waters does not need our defense. Her constituents need our need our defense. Our neighbors need our defense. Our kids need our defense. Rich people like HMO Maxine do not need to be defended by us. They need to be defending us with more than symbols, with solutions. Time to shift the paradigm. She's sharp, she's got a great attitude, and she's a good soul. And ineffective as hell, and full of hot air, platitudes, and theatrics. You goofy. That's it. Same thing goes to Clyburn. Same thing. And don't get me started on Mitch McConnell. That right there is just elder abuse. Somebody get Auntie Maxine and all the rest of the geriatrics out of the goddamn street. All right. Next.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
It is pathetic what we have to deal with, fam. It really is. Will nobody keep it real? Imagine being Roland Martin, having a platform, knowing exactly this. Everybody knows this. Everybody feels this. Everybody has to feel this. 90 Johnson? 90? 90? And nobody has the guts to say it? Hakeem Jeffries, you are a coward. All right. All right, man. We're going to keep it moving. Where my people at? Hit the like button on this segment, fam. Come on, y'all. Let's let this algorithm get us up. Let's get the likes up, fam. We need to get to 300. We can do this. Come on, fam. If you're on X, share this out. Hit the retweet. Hit the retweet on X. How about you, Facebook? Can I get some reshares? The algorithm judges by reshares and engagement. Everybody make a comment. How about this? If you think that Maxine Waters needs to let it go, give me a 1 in the comment section. If you think she should stay, give me a 0. 1 go, 0 stay. All right. Boy, we about to go hardcore. I ran across this clip while I was doing some research the other day. I thought I'd share it with you just to kind of enlighten you. While we're young. Come on, thing. What's up?
Next up with Tim Black.
Miss Roland, good to see you, my friend. You've been on this story.
How's it going?
Good, thank you. You've been on the story for a long time. You and I were talking about it last summer.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, help me get my head around this kid who's dying and won't tell the police who shot him.
Well, this speaks to a culture that exists not only in Chicago, but all across the country, where you have mistrust, where you have this whole notion of you don't snitch, you don't tell. It is ludicrous. It is crazy. It makes no sense whatsoever. And so this is what continues this level of violence, because you have people who are committing murders who never go to jail because no one wants to talk. And so folks in the community, there's in many ways, there's a code, if you will, a code of the streets. You don't talk.
I wanted some people who are fans of Roland Martin to see this clip. I want you to realize this is not the 80s or the 90s. This is the 2000s. This is Roland Martin in the 2000s. Not knowing what the hell he's talking about. Saying some things that are really disgusting. about black Americans. Him and Don Lemon both did the same shtick. The conservative don't know shit stick. Here he's saying that people that don't tell in the hood only do so because they're dumb. Not because maybe they might get shot in the face. Not because maybe their families might get killed. But no, because they're dumb and they like violence. He doesn't even factor in they gotta live there. This is the type of condescending bullshit coming out of Roland Martin's mouth. And I want you people that are big-time supporters of Roland, this is him going on national TV, shitting on us. Let's let it keep going. I can't wait to see the excuses they make in the comments section.
All right, Roland, when you were talking about this, I learned more about the discussions that you would have with people about this than from anyone else. This is partially a policing issue. It's a lot to do with schools. It's a lot to do with community. Where does the answer lie to trying to break this code?
Well, I think first and foremost, you have to look at this whole issue from a holistic standpoint. In the short term, I believe what you have to have is you must have a surge in these most violent communities where you simply flood the zone with police officers. And that means setting up roadblocks. That means checking IDs. That means searching cars. Now, here's what also needs to happen. These are largely African-American and Hispanic neighborhoods where you're seeing this outbreak of violence. And the people there are going to have to, frankly, and let me be very clear, shut the hell up by complaining about a significant police presence. You cannot, on one hand, complain about violence and saying you're living in dead zones, you're living in a war zone, but then you complain about the prison industrial complex.
You heard it. I want to make sure people heard this. You got Roland Martin, first of all, telling you to shut up. Sounds a lot like Obama. No wonder why he became Obama's surrogate. Yeah, telling black people to shut the hell up and stop complaining. What you doing complaining about mass incarceration? Dumb black people complaining about mass incarceration. And it sounds like he supports the National Guard coming to town. It's amazing because he don't support it now. Nah, because it's Trump in office. But when it wasn't Trump, yeah, he was supportive. He wanted National Guard presence. You heard him. He said they need to flood the zone with roadblocks. And we need to stop complaining about cops and being overly policed. I want you to know, I did not find this clip buried somewhere under some right-wing channel doing a bunch of mockeries of Roland Martin. This video was found on Roland Martin's channel. He posted it. You can't even find it on CNN. What I'm telling you is that Roland Martin is proud of this shit. He put this up as vanity. He put this up on his channel because it's him. And when we criticize Roland Martin for his bullshit, follow the establishment ways, know this was how the establishment was rolling in the 2000s. Here he is, lock and step with that. He has no real core. His core is money. His core is whatever the Democratic Party say do. They say jump, he says how high. They be on some bullshit, he right there to back them up. How could you be this way then 10, 12, was it 10, 12? This is Obama, this is what? Obama 2012, 15 years ago? 14 years ago? Not that long ago. Velsh still got a show. Wasn't that long ago. I'm thinking this is like 2014, 2015. Let's keep going. Yeah.
And look, I understand the numbers of black kids who are going to prison, and I can't stand that. But the reality is, when you have kids dropping out of school, being in gangs, who are now illiterate, who are now selling drugs, who are on the streets, all of a sudden, there's a propensity for violence there. And so, short term, you've got to get the violence under control. The second piece, then,
hold the second piece
with the communities.
He sounds a lot like Hillary Clinton, don't he? We have to bring them to heel. You got to bring them to heel. He sounds like Joe Biden. We got to lock him up. Come on now. I want my Roland Martin supporters to admit he sounds exactly like Joe Biden. Lock him up, 3 strikes law. Throw away the key. Concrete jungle. Don't want his kids around it. Taking on his sons. He sounds like Hillary Clinton. We need to bring them to heel. These super predators. Exact same rhetoric. 15 years later, he had the same rhetoric as Hillary Clinton that she got in trouble for. It's the same guy. Same guy.
Second piece for a second. I want to talk about it after the break. The other thing is this call for the National Guard and the fact that there's a challenge in Chicago about allowing handguns to be sold inside the city. I want to talk to you about both of those things, but I want to talk to you about the second piece right after this. Stay with us. Roland is going to be with us on the other side.
Who are now illiterate, who are now selling drugs, who are on the streets, all of a sudden there's a propensity for violence there. And so short term, you've got to get the violence under control. The second piece then,
hold the second piece
with the communities.
Hold the second piece for a second. I want to talk about it after the break. The other thing is this call for the National Guard and the fact that there's a challenge in Chicago about allowing handguns to be sold inside the city. I want to talk to you about both of those things, but I want to talk to you about the second piece right after this. Stay with us. Roland is going to be with us on the other side.
Yeah, fam. Yeah, it's going to be a hard one to explain. A hard one to explain right there for you, Mr. Roland Martin. But as always, Roland, my door is open. I'd love to have you come on the Tim Black Show and explain to us how you did such a flip-flop switch. Sounds here like you were very much in favor of National Guard presence in Chicago. Sounds like you had no real solutions for the problems in Chicago. You never mentioned once school, employment, wraparound services, all the things that are necessary to kind of make sure families stay intact so that they're able to combat these outside forces outside their door. Now, you went right to the Republican trope that it's just a bunch of kids who want to commit violence. Instead of these kids got PTSD because they grew up in that environment. The environment creates the kids that way. It's not the kids that create the environment. They come into the world kids. But I know it's hard to kind of decipher all of that when you want to have a network show in the Democratic Party when your whole party is like, lock them up. You know, Cory Booker was the same way. He was a big proponent of stop and frisk in Newark, New Jersey when he implemented the process. He supported that policy. A lot of these fake Dems did. What I'm getting to is that they change their politics based on whatever way the wind is blowing, whatever the establishment say do, they do. The establishment is the ventriloquist is the establishment, and these guys are just dummies. Or maybe not dummies, these are just mimes. They think we're the dummies. They think we're the dummies who fall for their bullshit. Roland Martin is a special soul, I try to tell you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm right now, I'm picturing Godfrey kissing Roland Martin's ass about how effective Roland is. He always got the receipts. You know, the receipts that black people are dumb as hell and prone to violence. And that those kids in those neighborhoods don't need a way out of that shit. They need to just all go to jail. You know, bring in the troops, lock them up. Ain't nobody exaggerate, nobody took him out of context. That's what he said. All right, next. Let me know in the comment section below, fam. How many people didn't see this side of Roland? How many of you all were fooled by Roland with the fake act about being progressive? He never was. It's all bullshit. Roland says whatever Roland got to say to get his paper up. And he's got the right kind of audience, an older black audience, with some who lack the curiosity to look beyond what he's saying and look at what he's been saying before he said what he just said, to look at really what Roland's on. He supported Hillary knowing she was the super predator lady. He supported Joe Biden knowing he was the three strikes guy. And he supported Obama when he said, pull your pants up, Pookie. And when he went down to Flint and said, drink that poison water. All Roland was with all three of those. All three of them. All right, next.
Next up with Tim Black.
You have to present your ID when you go to vote. I always have to give them my driver's license, so they can make sure that it's me.
You don't have to
They
do that
all have.
I didn't have to do it.
They all have to.
You don't? No.
They have all this information in the voter registration.
Well,
it's all the
the
information
administration
is
is
there already.
suing the states so that they get that information, and a lot of that is very personal information.
Well, you know what? A lot of information that we have given away ourselves is very personal information, which has allowed them to go in and get information you probably shouldn't give away. But my point is, we have all the things in place. What is it? What is this about? I don't want to have to
if
go
you don't have good
get
policies,
my stuff.
We in big trouble, man. There are people that listen to Whoopi, I don't know what for. God bless her being a actress and a comedian for many decades, in dating Ted Danson and doing the one-woman shows back in the day, and I don't know, whatever else she did, and playing Celia, Athelia, the Color Purple, and the Ghosts with Patrick Swayze. That's the God bless her. But damn it, Johnson, she don't know a shit. Not only does she not know, she's not curious enough to be on TV. Because we're not mature enough to say, hey, that's Whoopi, we love her, but we can't listen to shit she says. We can't keep in our mind a partition between having a fondness for her great work as an entertainer and separate that from her scholarship when it comes to politics and policy, and accept that she just don't know a fucking thing. She should be telling you how to open a jar, let alone try to tell you how to vote. She knows nothing. Everybody up there is like, what is she even talking? She just proved all the Republicans' points. She thinks because wherever she lives, she had to show ID, that that's the case. It's not. Sonny's in LA. She knows she ain't got California. She ain't got to show no damn ID. And they're suing to try to get information so they would know. That's part of the Trump administration trying to make it so that information is available to compare people to find out if they're giving the accurate information. And they're trying to fight and say that's unconstitutional to know that shit. And Whoopi say, well, we already try to clean it up. She doesn't know anything. And you know what? Instead of there being, this is the worst thing about it. Even when I get somebody dead to rights, who's in front of people telling them bullshit. In this case, it looks like she didn't do it intentional. She just doesn't know shit. No. All that money, we talk about people with all types of money, making all types. She got a staff. Fam, if I could hire people, I would hire people. She's got people. She don't even use them. It's disrespectful. The amount of people that I'm going to have that are going to email me, DM me, and comment to me about how I'm being mean to her. I'm selling out. It totally overlooked that she's misleading everybody with the bullshit. They're not even concerned that she's a misinformation guru. This is given a plethora of misinformation on a daily basis, all for Democrat talking points. That's not even going to bother them. All they're going to care about is optics of you criticizing a black woman. It's a shame. So when I criticize white people, you don't even want to watch the video. You can care less. When I criticize black people, you defend them. I'm your watchdog. Me. I'm standing up for your best interest. To the people that make us vulnerable, that we would fall for their bullshit. That's my job. That's what I'm doing. I'm fighting for you. I'm defending your rights. I'm defending reality. I'm fighting to help our community against people who are paid millions of dollars to mislead us. And instead of you supporting me, you support the misleaders because they look like you. Motherfucker, I look like you too. And I make a whole lot less fighting for you. And what do I get? I get you mad at me for fighting for you. And she's not fighting for you. She's fighting for her in the Democratic Party. Oh, and I gotta love, chef's kiss, all the people whose only comeback to me telling them the Democrats are full of shit is, well, what about the Republicans? What about the Republicans? Motherfucker, I never said go vote Republican. I never said vote for Republican. Become an independent thinker. Then let's figure out what we do. Let's consider maybe we need more parties. We can start them. It's not magic. It just takes a little bit of money. Instead of the Louboutin boots, the red bottoms, how about we invest in starting our own party that actually cares about our interest? How about that? I mean, we can do it. We buy Camrys and Priuses and Infinity trucks. We got more disposable income than any black people. Black Americans are the most financially advanced people, black people on the planet. I know I've done these videos, man. I've done the research. We got the paper. So, I mean, you know, bless your heart. Bless your heart. If you don't see the importance. See, it'd be one thing if I just thought these people were good-natured people that sometimes make mistakes. These people are paid operatives of the Democratic Party who would take a lot of money to tell you lies. They lie to you for money. They deserve all the backlash, all the call-outs. They deserve more call-outs than I give them. Because they're getting paid to mislead you. Well, you know what? It's fine. If you want to be misled, I get it. But as for my kids, as for my wife, my kids, my family, my friends, my neighbors, I'm going to fight for them. You feel free to go ahead and drink that damn Kool-Aid. Go ahead and stay on the Jim Jones plantation talking about what the Republicans is on. Nobody said go over there. I said be free. I didn't say go to another plantation, Goofy. You just assume that because you got a plantation mindset. I had to go to somebody's plantation. I can't be out here on my own, making my own best decisions that I think are best for me and my family. I can't be doing that. I got to go somewhere and get some lemonade and some biscuits and gravy and some butter biscuits. I got to go somewhere. Got to make sure I plow somebody's cotton. What am I doing with myself? I can't be left to my own devices. I might start thinking for myself. Godspeed. Godspeed. Next. Damn it, Johnson. God. I kill him dead, Harpo. Oh, God. Okay. Hey. Don't mean she's not a good person. Don't mean she's not a great comedian, actress. God bless her. But damn it, Johnson, some people should not be able. You know what I'm saying? Next. Okay, now would be a good time to go to jointimblack.com. That was a hot segment. Oh, man, I just closed lots of doors. I hear doors just slamming. Yeah, I hear co-hosts of shows vowing to never allow me to come on their platforms. I hear a bunch of cowards running. Little features running away. Just running, going dark like biatches. That's what they are. So I need you to go ahead and become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack. Because in order for me to stay bold, I can only stay bold and courageous so long, fam. I need your support. Kick in. Become a member of this show. $5 a month. If you ain't sure yet because you're brand new, go ahead and hit subscribe. Hit subscribe and turn on your notifications. And maybe give me an opportunity to win you over. Okay? Let me win you over by delivering to you high-quality content that's bold, courageous, and in your face, that's uncompromising. Let me prove that to you by hitting subscribe and turning on all your notifications. Everybody's not a sellout. Everybody's not part of the system. There are some of us who are fighting for our people, fighting for the people, who are telling the truth, who are keeping it real. Hit the subscribe button. Let's do that. Wolfpack. My people. Let's keep it moving, fam. What's next?
Next up with Tim Black.
I want to go back to this idea we were talking about just doing things the right way, even when that comes to like attaining wealth and continuing to amass wealth. We're talking about B-sides. One of your illest lines to me is face to the ceiling, race to $1 billion, heaven on earth, will his wings still fit him? So like, what's the answer to that question? Is it a constant struggle to maintain?
Your morality defines who you are, right? It's not what you've attained. It's not a dollar amount that changes you.
Yeah.
And if so, what is that dollar amount? When does it start? Is it 100,000? Is it 150? Like at what point, if it's a cutoff, if it's like all millionaires are bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So at 999,000, I'm good. It can't be that way, right? It doesn't make any sense. The system is set up against me, against us. But I'm talking about my specific struggle.
Yeah.
Everything was against me. My talent, not taking advantage of people, not taking advantage of a system, not creating tax loopholes, not just taking from other people. No, my talent pushed against all the headwind. And with that success, I've done things with my reach that I wanted to do that was helpful for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And with the system that we have, what are you going to do? Because I don't believe in that the idea that someone has a certain amount of money, it defines their personality.
So when you have like an example like that versus like the kind of, I would say, commonplace public perception that someone would say all billionaires are bad or no one should have $1 billion. Like, what's the tension in that?
I got to give you the honest answer.
Please.
There's no tension.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what you say. You can believe what you want to believe.
Word.
You know, and people behave the way they want to behave.
You was who you was before you got here.
You was who you was before you got here. Yeah. That's the makeup of your person.
Next up.
Yeah. Wow. Jay-Z doing this interview was not a good idea. Nah, it's not a good idea. Did people ever buy this bullshit he's spewing? I'm just kind of curious, man. Did anybody ever believed it? Like, Money, it's always the richest motherfuckers talking about money don't matter. Money don't change her. Money doesn't do me anything. Well, so what am I billionaire? What? That means that I'm just like you. I'm the same person I was. Maybe you was always a scumbag. I don't know. But this type of rhetoric does not fool anybody with any common sense. And I like how at the ending here he says, well, if you think that people shouldn't be billionaires, I don't care what you think about me. Perfect. That's the Jay-Z I'm waiting to hear, because that's the real Jay-Z. The Jay-Z that's not trying to act nice. The Jay-Z really that's a pit bull and doesn't give a shit about anybody else. That's always chasing the bag. Fam, this notion that this guy's trying to sell, he spent a lot of time under the tutelage of Obama, so he's good at saying a bunch of nothing, talking in circles. Yeah, look, it's obvious. It's obvious that you, if you was really trying to fight for Black Americans, which you are not, what you just said, like, what are you supposed to do? It's a system. What am I supposed to do? I don't know, be against it. I don't know, fight against it. That's what you're supposed to do. But see, the fact you didn't do that is why you where you at. See, I'm not one of those people that believes you just one that snuck in. You didn't sneak in shit. You exploited people. That's how you become a billionaire. You have to exploit people to become a billionaire. This is no way around it. You could deny it if you want to, but the proof is in the billions. Maybe you're talking to this young man who doesn't know a difference, and maybe he's got stars in his eyes. I don't care. I don't care what his response is. I'm talking to Jay-Z. He's a grown-ass man. And when grown-ass men hear this interview, if they got common sense, they see through the smoke and mirrors bullshit. This society that we have people that fight against the corruption within the system, and those that throw their hands up and say, hey, what can you do? And just take advantage. Just take advantage of the system the way it is. And they try to collect as much money as possible. Fam, there was no doubt that's who you are. Either that or you were lying all those albums. Because all those albums is always about you getting paper. It was never about you getting paper, doing something for us. You're one of the least revolutionary people that has ever existed in hip-hop. Shallow Hal. That's you. Shallow Hal. And now you pretend to be an artist that's above that? No. Nah. Nobody's, well, you know what? I'm not going to say nobody's buying it. Because it's always somebody to buy the beanstalk beans. It's always a fool that's going to buy the goose and think it's going to lay golden eggs. And not take a screwdriver and see that that's golden paint on that egg. There's always people that are going to fall for that. But I'm saying it's enough of us that see through the nonsense. So this isn't about, it's not about answering the correct way. It's about, obviously, I stand by this. There's a reason why Jay-Z came out here to show his face. This has obviously been guidance given from those who handle him. That the noise of the Epstein files, the allegations last year, and all the other shit, culmination of all that shit, has produced you having to come out and do a little something. This to me ain't nothing but damage control on your part. You are trying to control the narrative. I don't even know if his tickets sold out or if he brought them out. I mean, rich people with money can do shit. If you got $1 billion, why not buy up all your tickets? I don't know. We don't trust it. There's no reason for why we should. But like you said, you don't care what we say. And you know what? If you really didn't care what people say, you wouldn't be so upset. when people say what they say, because you don't care, right? You wouldn't be a person that retaliates, would you? Yeah, that whole Brooklyn Nets thing shows your hand, fam. If it's anybody who doubted, if anybody doubts where I'm coming from, look up him on the Brooklyn Nets deal. Look at him on the NFL deal. Bama rode the wave of Black Lives Matter, the wave of the black oppression wave to pick up his bag. You're not fooling people that think for a living. Now, most of them will never say anything because they want to keep their money and keep their position because, like I said, retaliation is a motherfucker. The only people that'll be able to call out Jay-Z, is sad to say, are brokies. Brokes that ain't got nothing to lose. All right, guys, let's keep it going.
With Tim Black.
One, you need a nation that is willing to hold people accountable for their action or inaction. But we've spent the last year and a half hearing from everybody from Bill Maher to everybody on the Trump administration talking about woke and DEI and CRT. And all you need to do, and now at a time when we believe our safety as a nation is paramount, you hired Mark Wayne, you nominate a cat named Mark Wayne Mullen, who has an associate's degree in construction. You're not serious. The reason we're in trouble now, and the reason, because you thought white would be enough, it's not. You thought that you could just put any white guy in any job and everything would be safe. It isn't. To run a museum, you have to have a master's. But to be the head of a major department in the Trump administration, you have to be white. That's it. None of these people can protect us. Pete Hegseth should be in a liquor cabinet, not a presidential cabinet. But we are here because you thought that being white would be enough. And it's disingenuous to believe that this nation doesn't know what it's doing. And despite all that's going on right now, despite all that's going on, they would rather have this upheaval. They would rather have this tumult. They would rather have that than a qualified black woman calling the shots. They would.
Oh, shit. It's funny that we have D.L. Hughley complaining about the qualifications of other people to do jobs. I'm still trying to figure out why the fuck CNN keeps coming back to D.L. Hughley to do stuff. D.L. Hughley can't even talk. D.L., you can't talk nor form a cohesive thought without running back to the drawing board to pick up Kamala's name and throw it out there. And you prepare a couple of jokes to sprinkle in as you ramble and meander around, not making any substantive points at all, bruh. You are full of shit. It's amazing that somebody who's totally unqualified to be a political analyst, political commentator, is always being political. Damn it, DL. You ain't got no place to be talking about what anybody else need not be doing. But I agree with you, Pete Hegseth is an idiot. You are also an idiot. It's two idiots. How are any white guys? Trump would hire any white guys. First of all, I'm trying to figure out why they keep hiring you, black guy. Black guy who's lacking in journalistic integrity, any ethics, any background, any backbone, any deliberate pursuit of truth. All you do is repeat Democratic talking points. You just threw out a grocery list, woke, CRT, DEI. What the hell does that got to do with anything? What the hell does it got to do with anything? They don't want that. DEI. You know, the fact that you pay any attention to who's on Trump's administration, it's all a shit show. But see, unlike you, DL, most of us who realize that both parties are horrible They realized it was a shit show under Obama, too. And hell, it was a shit show under Biden. Fam, how did you sleep through Biden's shit show? Not only was Biden a shit show, people had less money, we had high inflation, everything was higher, and the border was sitting wide the fuck open. And you didn't have anything to say. Not only did you not have anything to say, you supported this VP, who was right there in the passenger seat, stuck in a ditch the entire time. And now you get to come out and still talk? Now you still get to talk? Nah, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You know, it's embarrassing. You got Donald Trump, who got elected 3 times by his party, and we got Kamala Harris, who's been elected no times to hers. But what we keep hearing from you is how they didn't want a black woman in to lead. Now, America didn't want her. They didn't. They didn't want a Jamaican Asian woman with no plan, no backbone. It was too cowardly to differentiate herself from a failing boss Biden when it was time to. There's a lot of reasons why Kamala lost. $2 billion. She blew $1.2 billion, doubled the spending of Trump. And then she had outside money of $1 billion wasted. And all she did was hire friends like you. So yeah, I'm not here to I don't even want to dig up the past. But you like to bring that up because you really have nothing else to say. That's it. Leave it there. D.L. Hughley, not the one to be discussing how people are incompetent and unhelpful in their positions. Yeah, I don't sit around looking at what the Trump administration and what his cabinet members are on, what kind of bullshit they on. I know it's a shit show, but I know that about all of the government. I know that about the entire system. Going back 20 years that I've been paying attention to it. It's shit, no matter who's in that office. It has been shit. But you only call out shit when it's a Republican. All right, let's keep it moving, y'all. Now's a good time to hit the like button on this broadcast, fam. Let's let people know you're watching the Tim Black Show. We do this Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays right here. It's unique. We call it out. You understand what I'm saying? All right, let's keep moving.
Next up with Tim Black.
It's a very important whole of government approach to tackle the fraud problem. And let me just tell one story. One of the things that even before this executive order was signed that we were able to stop under the president's leadership is we saw evidence that in Minneapolis there were Somalis, primarily illegal immigrants, who were defrauding a Medicaid program that was meant to go to autistic children. So they were taking children who were supposed to get benefits and they were claiming that their kids were actually autistic even though they weren't. And what did this mean? This meant 2 things. Number one, you had a lot of people getting rich off of the fraud while American citizens got poor. And the second thing that it meant is that you had autistic kids in Minneapolis, in suburban Minneapolis, who weren't getting benefits they needed because Somali fraudsters were literally stealing out of their pocket. It's got to stop. And unfortunately, that kind of fraud is one example of probably hundreds just within the state of Minneapolis, and then it's repeated and replayed all over the United States of America. When we first started talking about this problem, the president made it very clear he wanted us to take the fraud problem seriously because nobody had until he was president. We started to figure out one big hole that existed is that the agencies of the government weren't actually talking to each other. So Treasury would have evidence of financial fraud, but wasn't talking to the Department of Justice about it. Health and Human Services had evidence of Medicaid fraud, but wasn't talking to the Department of Treasury about it. So what this executive order does is force the entire apparatus of the federal government to do 2 things. Stop the fraud on the American taxpayer and make sure that the benefits that ought by right go to American citizens and not to fraudsters.
Next up.
Yeah, I got no problem with this, man. Yeah, see, this is one of those things that make the Democrats look like shit. Yeah, it's going to have the Democrats trying to poke holes in reality, basically. You know what I'm saying? Because most of Americans don't want their money going to fraudsters. And so the Democrats are going to be painted into a corner because they can't agree that fraud is bad. Because it's Trump. Yeah, they gotta defend fraud. They gotta, what they're gonna do is they're gonna pull out the big gun. Racism. That's all they're gonna be able to say. It's racist that you want to stop fraud. That's all they got, man. It's either that or xenophobic or whatever. Right? And that's one of the reasons why the Democrats are so horrible. And they got a horrible game plan. Their game plan is Trump evil, Trump bad. They can't even disagree based on things that make sense. Family, the Somali situation and those folks, those Somalis, those particular Somalis in Minnesota, they pled guilty to the shit. Then, now they open up this anti-fraud task force. Hey, fam, if they're able to prevent fraud or stop fraud or charge people who are committing fraud, how could you be against that? Just it's kind of hard to be against it because fraud is bad. The only catch-22 is it's going to be a lot of fraud they're going to find because I'm pretty sure it's a lot more places than just Minnesota. I'm pretty sure that shit is all over the country. As J.D. Vance just said, where it gets bad is where it seems like the only places they might go looking is blue states. Now, we want the fraud everywhere. But being as though I'm a Maryland resident, you can start here. Yeah, I'm not caught up on that shit. Yeah, I don't care. I want you to start in my state because things are too damn high. The rent's too damn high. The energy bills are too damn high. Everything's too damn high. In fact, start looking at Westmore. Yeah, go at him. Kickback City. Yeah, I'm not on that shit. I'm not one of those people that want to defend it because it's a blue state or he's black. I don't give, no. I'm black and I'm paying too much for my shit right now. You know what'll happen if I don't continue to pay for this overly priced shit in Maryland? I'll be out on the street. And I'll be a black man on the street and they will act like they don't give a shit. So yeah, find a fraud. Here's an idea. And when you find it, release that money back to the states and let that money go to those people in those states who can benefit from it. There you go. And the bad thing about it is the Democrats can't even agree with it. Why? That makes sense. That seems reasonable. You stop the fraud and send the money back to the states and let the states be able to apply that money to resources for those people in those states because it's coming out of the states' budgets. That makes too much sense. They can't agree with it. They can't support it. Why? Because Orange Man bad. So let's keep going because there's a little bit more here. Here we go.
With Tim Black.
But they're doing it for two reasons. No, number one is they want to deflect from all of the tremendous success that we're having in this military operation. I won't use the word war because they say if you use the word war, that's maybe not a good thing to do. They don't like the word war because you're supposed to get approval. So I'll use the word military operation, which is really what it is. It's called a military decimation. But they don't like the good publicity. They don't like to see us succeed. They want to see our country.
In my reporting, I speak a lot to young voters, many of whom voted for President Trump for the first time in 2024, hoping to have no more wars and to have lower prices. Now, with the war taking place and with gas prices going up, curious what President Trump's message would be to those voters who kind of swung into his coalition in 2024, but maybe don't feel the administration's going as they had expected.
President Trump is doing this for you. He's doing this for young people.
Hold on, guys. Now, y'all know me. Y'all know me. I'm not somebody who focuses a lot on Donald Trump. I feel like, hey, if you want anti-Trump content, you can go anywhere on the internet. Pretty much anywhere you see a black man talking, holding the show, you're going to hear some anti-Trump talk. But damn it, when I heard her say that, I said, hey, I got to pull up and make a statement. We got to cover it. If you are delusional enough to believe that Donald Trump has, I'm sorry. If you think that Donald Trump has done military action in Iran because it's to help you, you must go to a really bad public school. America has never done any type of military operation to help anybody, particularly not its citizens. This is the most bogus bullshit that's ever been said. All right? Full stop. Like right off the top rope. Jimmy Snuka, Bob Backlund. Come on, fam. That's not Stone Cold, The Rock, any of the WWF. Come on. It's total bullshit. You know, and for her to say that out loud to people that think, you know, that have brains in their heads that function, who aren't high out of their damn minds, somebody's got to rebut this. Listen, the consensus, the speculation, the mainstream analysis and reporting isn't some wild conspiracy. Is the official justification the nuclear threat? This bullshit they said Iran, man, nobody believes that, fam. This is not an imminent attack that Iran was about to launch missiles at America. That's just some shit Trump made up. Trump has been talking about wanting to go in Iran for 20 years, 30 years. Just shit he was saying in interviews. He's like Bush, who had a bug up his ass because they tried to kill his father. So this is what he's been on. Very obviously. That and money. That money and posturing it helps him in the poll. Well, kinda. He thought it was going to help him in the polls more. But unbeknownst to Trump, I guess he had no idea. Iran is going to fight back and fuck up the AU, American, the Emirates, and be pummeling the hell out of the dome over there in Jerusalem. So anyway, yeah, but this notion, like I had to pull up, man, when I heard Levitt hit you with a load of shit. They want us for our freedom. They hit us for our freedom. Now you don't get to, not on my watch, man. Like I said, it's not my focus, but damn it, Johnson, just in case anybody's under the wrong impression that I support this bullshit, I don't support war in Iran, military action, or decimation, whatever the shit he's talking about. I don't support that shit at all, okay? I'm on the record.
Hi, Mr. Vice President. Brett Cass with WXYZ here in Detroit. Thank you for taking questions. We're seeing gas prices here climbing at home, in particular here in Metro Detroit with what's going on with Iran and the impacts in the Strait of Hormuz. What is the administration doing to help keep gas prices down, and where do you see gas prices going here in the near future?
Well, you know, the President of the United States has been crystal clear about this. Look, gas prices are up. And we know they're up, and we know that people are hurting because of it, and we're doing everything that we can to ensure that they stay lower. I will say, you know, the President said this, and I certainly agree with it. This is a temporary blip, okay? What happened under the Biden administration is that gas prices were high for 4 years. Gas prices are higher right now, and frankly, they're not even as high as they were during certain parts of the Biden administration because of what's going on in the Middle East. It's not going to last forever. We're going to take care of business. We're going to come back home, and when that happens, you're going to see energy prices come back down to reality. But in the meantime, we got a problem. We know that we have a problem. We're doing everything that we can to address it.
Never seen anything like we're doing in the Middle East with Iran. And they are negotiating, by the way, and they want to make a deal so badly, but they're afraid to say it because they figure they'll be killed by their own people. They're also afraid they'll be killed by us. There's never been a head of a country that wanted that job less than being the head of Iran. I don't want it. We listen to some of the things they say. We hear them very clearly. They say, I don't want it. We'd like to make you the next supreme leader. No, thank you. I don't want it. But I want to express my gratitude to the tremendous. So as we rebuild, it's going to come back very quickly. It's already back. I mean, it's back. I went down a little bit. I actually thought when I went on this excursion, as I call it, excursion into hell, excursion into a terrible place, when I went on to do something that for 47 years should have been done by any of the other presidents, and you heard numerous of them said they wished they did it, but they didn't have the guts to do it. We had no choice, but I thought it would be much worse. I thought that the energy prices, oil price would go up higher. I thought the stock market would go somewhat lower, but it didn't matter to me. It's short term. Little mishap. They shot down 3 planes with our missiles. They happen to be our planes, but the pilots made it. Can you imagine the pilots making it? The pilots saw what was coming, and they said, those are patriots. We're not going to escape patriots, and they got out of there pretty quick, Pete, right? Pretty amazing that they got out. The 3 pilots lived. They're fine. In fact, they're flying today.
Fired the missile?
Yeah, the Kuwaitis made a mistake. They fired. They thought they were firing at the enemy. It was, as the expression goes, friendly fire. But the pilots are great. They're flying today. Pretty amazing when you think of it. Yeah.
President Trump, on a human level, how hopeful are you that this peace deal will work out? Like as a human, as
On what?
Full of shit.
Donald Trump just stated, with a straight face, somewhat straight, kind of crooked, kind of crooked. he just, sorry guys, excuse me. He just stated that we shot down 3 of our own planes. Yeah, man, we're in trouble. Yeah, we're in trouble. Yeah, we shot down 3 of our own planes, and this guy's like, hey, you know, sometimes things happen. Yeah, we're there for 3 reasons, kids. We're not there for you, not you. We're there for Trump's ego, and oil. That's it. It's the same reason why we do any of this shit we've done in the Middle East. Ego, oil. That's it. 3-letter words. Ego, oil. It's just when Trump does it, it's less, he's less good at making it seem like it's any good reason at all. Yeah, it's just horrific. It's horrific. That's why I wonder who are the people that support this shit. You know, I mean, I understand why commentators do, because they have an audience of people that maybe, I don't know, maybe they got an audience of people they got to keep fed. But if you got if you have common sense, you got to be able to say, Jesus Christ, what the hell is going on here? You know, the guy ran on not doing this, and then he does it. So I get why people say maybe this guy's trying to hide some shit. I mean, because he said, I'm not going to do that thing. Then you go in and do that thing. He said, well, everybody else wanted to do it. No, you ran on not doing this shit. I don't know. I just felt an urge that, to come out and make sure people knew where I stood on it. Not that it's something we're going to focus a lot on. It's unfortunate that this is the type of country that we have, that we like to go to war so often because it's so lucrative, right? But I think for the record, you got to because I'm so critical of the Democrats, every once in a while I got to look over there and see what's going over there with the Republicans and have to speak up. just to make sure, you know what, so I tell you what the temperature is. All right. Full of shit. He's over there full of shit. Had to dust out the OBS detector. Yeah, bring that out because I haven't had that out for a while. So, yeah, Trump's full of shit. Last story of the night.
Next up with Tim Black.
I'm tired of white people calling white people racist. It's very fucking annoying as a black person to watch. I'm sick of that. We don't even do that amongst each other. Nobody's black being like, you're racist. We don't do that to each other. I don't know who the fuck taught y'all this, but it needs to be unlearned.
It's because our societies are based in shame. They're
How is that possible?
Like putting you in the stocks.
So you shamed to some slaves that you never fucking owned. Y'all niggas don't look rich to me.
It's taught
Y'all
to
don't
us
look like y'all benefited that much to me.
It's taught to us from children.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying,
only financially.
Y'all look like average
in
white
your
people.
backbone. I see not always burning down when I pop the backbone just right to a cigarette. It is your job to handle it in your backbone.
Girl, what the hell you talking about, girl? I don't know what the
Talking
hell
about
that was.
molecular genetical theory, I'm normal in an MIT room. I turned down MIT for a reason.
Okay.
So we're talking about molecular genocide.
Okay.
So I allowed my native ancestors within my backbone to whatever ancestor was intentionally trying to like hurt me and spiritually misguide me.
Guys, this is too much. Let's just get real here. The reality is we're not dealing with that shit right now. Right now what we're dealing with is American problems with America. We're not dealing with that. We gotta focus here. I need you to focus with me. What needs to happen is this. We need to stop having internal warfare with our country and our state. Our state.
Okay. Some of you may recall this person. She was a person, seemed like a normal person who was upset at a gym. Damn it, Josh. She was at a gym at Planet Fitness or something, I guess. She was complaining about a guy in there who was exposing himself. It was a guy, it was a trans man, who hadn't had an operation, was in there with the women in the women's gym, whatever, in the gym locker, showers. I don't know if it was showers. I don't remember. I don't know exactly all the particulars I remember, but I remember her doing this great stand and speaking out and how it was wrong to have people in there, trans women in the women's locker room, and how that was wrong, and it was an invasion of privacy, and that all made sense. Everything she said there. And I just put this clip in here to remind you that even a person can be right on one thing and be totally fucking stupid on another thing. Be an ass-kissing, line-toting jackass for conservatives. Because she saw an opportunity, maybe, and it kind of puts a blemish on what she said earlier. Hey, look, man, I'm not saying white people have to walk around with a bunch of guilt for their ancestors or whatever, but I mean, to totally downplay racism and make it just about like people saying slavery. I mean, fam, there's a lot of shit that's worse. There's a lot of things in our society need to be called out, things that exist in our society that are totally full of shit, that need to be addressed. And we don't need some goofball trying to get 2 seconds of, interest from conservatives pretending like that shit don't exist. I'm not saying it's everything, but just to come out and be like blanket, like, hey, come on, you guys, why are you upset? Why are you feeling bad about shit you didn't do? No, they benefit from it, dumbass. They benefit from it. So there should be a moment of pause about certain shit if you're benefiting from it. The 40s, the 50s, the 60s, all that shit. The affirmative action that white people got, we got nothing like that, ever from the government. None of that shit. But if you don't know anything and you just want to be a person that's trying to kiss ass, a go along, get along type mofo, then you make dumb statements like this. It's not about individual racism. It's about systemic issues. Right? them highest interest rates that we somehow get subjected to, the redlining that we somehow get subjected to, have a detrimental, deleterious impact on black families and have had so for multiple decades, dum-dum. And it's not to say that those particular white guys that are there, your bros, are the problem. But people that look like them are, because they run this shit. They run the Wall Streets, the prisons, the food, the air, the pollution. We don't run none of this shit that has white people mad. Forget us. All the shit that is running America that makes white people upset are run by white people. You can take race out of it and just focus on that, and you still be talking about white people because they control all those industries, all the industries. The fact that white vets and black vets who caught cancers in the Middle East fighting for America could not even get coverage when they came home. That was because some white people decided not to give it to them. So yeah, we got problems, man. Just problems. We can just stay in that section. But I'm always going to have a side eye for black people. For black people, particularly black women, when you're damn near 4 times more likely to not be able to give birth of a child without dying on the operating table because you black. And it's not because you black, it's because all the structural shit that impacts black women. But you wouldn't give a shit because you're LGBTQ that ain't having kids. So for the rest of us, who that may be an issue for, and there's people that actually advocate for shit that impacts black Americans, it's not about blaming every individual white person for it. But damn it, there's a systemic problem, some systemic issues that do need to be addressed. And you just can't go, fuck it, who cares? Let's just focus on Netflix. Because there are people in positions that do give a shit. You may not give a fuck about color. You may not care about race. But unfortunately, you don't run shit, Blackie. You know what? I'll just say this and then we'll end it. I always find it rich that there's always some sellout who's trying to absolve white people of shit white people don't even want to be absolved of, because they sit at tables at Thanksgiving and holidays with white family members who say the most racist, vile shit about your goofy ass. But they're not going to tell you that. The average black American with a bachelor's degree has less money in the bank than the average white guy with a felony conviction with a GED, dumbass. And it's not because the black college graduate is lazy or loves smoking weed and playing the numbers and going to Freaknik. Yeah, goofy. You're an impediment to progress in a lot of ways, man. You really are. But there you go, right in front of a camera, doing another grandstand. Just like I always wondered how the fuck did we get that footage of you in that gym? You know? Now I know. It's all a setup. Can't stand a sellout, man. Can't stand a sellout opportunist. You know what? But look, my door is open to you. I'd love for you to come on the show so I can clear things up with you. You got a retort for me? You got something you would like to say? I would love for you to come on the show. Come on the show, sis. We'll have a real conversation while you absolve the world for the shit. Nah, some of them people standing there around you that are talking about what's going on or whatever, that you were so quick to give them a hee-hee and a kiki, all that bullshit, they know racism is alive and well, dumbass. You just too stupid to realize it. You too busy looking for an opportunity. Yeah. All right, guys, my name is Tim Black. Once again, thank you for tuning into this broadcast. Hit the like button on your way out the door. Tip your, tip your host. Tip your host, and hey, and say what's up to my moderators who have been great, man, who are amazing. That's right. I got the best moderators, man. Thank you to Buck Billy, Black Mamba, and Ebony for doing what you do. I appreciate y'all. I want to thank my Tim Black Wolfpack, the people that are already chipping in and supporting this channel. I appreciate y'all. Lord knows you ain't obligated to do a damn thing except stay black and die. So I appreciate you for going the extra mile, going above and beyond. Thank you for not just watching, but sharing, commenting. It helps us in the algorithm. Lord knows if you do that, I appreciate the hell out of that. Not everybody's in a position to support the show. I get that. So whatever you do, whenever you support it in any way that you find a way to do that, I appreciate it, okay? Real talk. It's just they say the squeaky wheel is the one that gets the oil. So a brother got a squeak, make some, pause. I watched the Cameron Mason clip today. But yeah, I got to make noise about it. But know this, man. If you support me by sharing or telling people about the show, that's damn important too. So never get it twisted. I don't want you to think. I just want to make sure you know that I appreciate any support you give, whether it's monetary or it's just, letting people know about the show. All right? All right. That's it. We'll be back on Friday to finish off the week strong. Shout out to the Tim Black Wolfpack. Shout out to the people that showed up tonight. Thank y'all for being here. Let's check out some comments. Yeah. Fam, thank you for supporting the show, fam. I appreciate you. Look at that. Alzheimer's medications. There you go. There it is. You know what I'm saying? We just don't need to be absolving people of shit. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep it 100. We got to keep it 100. Grandma Max. Yeah, you know what it is. That's Volo Television. Thank you, Volo. I appreciate your support, Volo. I see some usual suspects in the building. Get rid of Schumer. Yeah. We got a lot of ones in the content, man. Thank y'all. Roly Poly up in this joint. Is Black Rose in the house? I see Blue Ebony's in the building. Haven't seen Blue Ebony in a while. Roadblocks and checking IDs. There it is, fam. There it is. That's what I'm talking about, Bodie. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Enigma, what's up, Enigma? How you doing, fam? Cancel the view. All right, fam. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there for the night. Oh, hold on. What we got? Became a member. All right. Big Tino up in there, Jill. What's up, Big T? Thank you, Big T. Big Tino in the building. Thank you. Trying to get some highlight. I want to highlight my people, man. I don't do this enough. WD up in here. Thank you, WD. A cup of coffee. I appreciate you, WD. All right, go through my comments, fam. Have a good rest of the week, moderators and all the crew. Rain the tears in the building. We are out. Remember, guys, ladies and gentlemen, remember, you gotta stay courageous. You gotta stay bold, but most of all, you gotta stay dangerous. That's right, stay dangerous. Number love for y'all. Have a great one. As always, don't let nobody take your cornbread, because that's what the system wants to do. They want to take your cornbread. We gotta stop them. I got a lot of reasons for doing what I do. I know you got reasons for doing what you do. Here goes my family, fam. They are all my reasons.